there's no two ways about it. Meghan and Harry truly just feel picked on, victimised, and of course singled out as being, well, so unpopular because of course one rule applies to them and one rule applies to other members of the senior monarchy. You may have already heard, in fact, that Prince Harry is absolutely steaming by the fact that of course his former home, Frogmore Cottage, had been earmarked as a new home for the King's younger brother, Prince Andrew, the Duke of York. You see, Harry had apparently grandiose plans that at some point he could possibly return. The battle, as you know, between Royal Lodge and Frogmore is still marching on, and so no abating in the forefront. But it's another member of the British monarchy that's now truly got Meghan Markle absolutely steaming, apparently for the double standards, and she wants it called out, and she wants her opportunity to say to those literally at the top, and by at the top I mean Camilla and of course His Majesty the King, King Charles. Well, here's why. Let me explain. To see you today. Thank you so much as ever for your time. Sorry, you're waving. Yes, I'll quickly wave you. Now this is at luscious Hyde Park. Isn't it gorgeous? Just look at the greenery there. It's just beautiful, isn't it? When you think about it, all of this put together so many years ago for the joy of us today to be able to wander around. And when you look at it like this, people, I can understand why people think it's not real, but it is. I mean, it's just so beautiful, isn't it? You look at it and think, wow, incredible, isn't it? Yeah. I'm so glad you enjoy it when I show you around, because obviously there are certain places you can't necessarily spin the camera around. You know what I'm saying? You're filming alone, you have to be careful. Yes, got to pick a pocket or two, remember that song. Let's get back to your royal story of the day. Meghan's steaming. And actually, you can understand the double standards of this, because as we told you recently, the Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson, affectionately known as Fergie, seemingly has fallen out with Meghan, and all to do with the curtsy, did she curtsy not, all that sort of stuff. Seemingly that's now gone literally way, way too far. But what's interesting here, you see, is as I told you a couple of days ago, Sarah was a guest on the ITV commercial channel Good Morning Britain and of course Loose Women, and they put her across two shows because her fee's so high. But then Sarah decided to literally try and plug for work in one of her favourite drama serials, Bridgerton. So much so, she even singled out what role she would like. Let me explain. I've watched the series twice. I love Bridgerton. And she said, I've already worked out that actually Lady Penelope should have her chum, a flame-haired chum, a friend, literally in the series. And she said, I'm putting it out there to the producers. The producers, of course, alongside the makers, are Netflix, the home of Harry and Meghan. Now, according to the team out in Montecito, they say, look, what is the difference? There she is, welcomed back into the British monarchy, welcomed at Christmas, all of that sort of stuff, and yet there she is also on national television, seemingly begging for work in a major streaming series. And you can understand both sides of the coin. But of course, Sarah's always been respectful, never literally, attacked the monarchy. Yes, she's made her own personal mistakes, and we know all about those, but actually has always been incredibly supportive of the monarch, the King, the Duke of Edinburgh, all of that, even though the Duke of Edinburgh was no fan of Sarah Ferguson. But they're going to be citing this as one of the reasons why it's simply double standards. And it got me really thinking, what do you think about this? There is Sarah on national television basically saying, I want to be in Bridgerton, give me a part. Should she do it or should she not? And is it really, shall we say, unbecoming of somebody in her position, even in a jokey way? The thing is, though, Bridgerton bosses, and I've reached out to them, would not be too averse to apparently Sarah Ferguson making some kind of cameo in a future series. So it looks like this idea has worked, which is going to make Harry and Meghan even more annoyed. Neil Sean, Hyde Park, London.